All right, said I would not do Mandarin or Japanese unless you're going to commit. Yeah. You actually put your first name. That's all right, Dylan. No worries. Just remember next time. I'll make sure I put it on there so it doesn't like show anybody's names. Like no worries when I'm kind of like screen sharing. But anyways, if you haven't already, if you'd please log into the Nearpod. So you can either do it through join.nearpod.com by putting in the code, or I have a link that I'm putting in the chat right now that will allow you to get in there. And then we'll get started here shortly. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, let's get rolling. And we'll talk about what we're going to talk about today. So let me put that off there. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is still need to do those. Okay, you still need to do some modules. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll go over all of that with you, like where you need to be and all that kind of good stuff. So let me share my screen. Give me a second here. All right, screen share. Okay, there we go. All right, so what we're going to be going over today is we're actually going to be going over a couple things. One, the value of education, and basically kind of a cost analysis of basically, how do I put this? If you got to go into school is great, but if you go to school in something that you can't make money out of, you're never going to be able to pay back what you did, right? Or so it's not really a good investment, if that makes sense. So let's kind of go talk about the value of education. So I always have to say this at the very beginning. This lesson is being recorded for like learning purposes, you know, for those that are absent. So you know, things are being recorded. Okay, some expectations that I kind of have as we're going through this, you know, kind of follow along with the teacher. Raise your hand if you need something to speak. Sometimes in my last class, I feel bad because somebody raised their hand and I forgot to look at them, so to call them. So I think we got things settled, but I'm not always great at that. So, you know, you may have to like hit me or something like that. Okay. Respond to questions the first time. Okay. So that kind of includes you know, just when I ask you to kind of get in the Nearpod, if you can get on that, you know, that kind of stuff. And then if you need to go away, you can just type in the chat, just say, hey, need to jump out for a second. I know everybody's busy and needs to do things. And then also use the chat tool respectfully and appropriately. My other class, we were talking about something, but then it got onto the whole like election thing, and I'm like, guys, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. So so you know, just have good manners in the chat. So all right. So first, I'm going to put up this graph for you. So basically, there is a huge correlation between going to school and being unemployed. Okay. So if you were to decide not to go or not complete your high school diploma, you're probably 14.6, and these are a little older data. This was back in 2009, so it's right after the crash. But right now, this is probably pretty pertinent because we are in kind of an economic downturn with everything that's going on with COVID and everything. So Basically, if you have less than a high school diploma, you're not going to make very much. Like per week, $454 a week. That's like, not very much. Okay, and you're 14.6% to be unemployed. Okay. Now the unemployment rate was about 8% right there. Okay, 7-8%. But if you have a high school graduate, that's great. Okay, but you're still probably on the more higher end of possibly being unemployed. If you get some college, you're gonna work your way up. Okay, if you get like an associate's degree or some type of certificate or something like that, your unemployment rate is going to go down. Bachelor's degree there, and then you can see on this side the income as you go up, right? And hopefully you can kind of be in this aspect of things where bachelor's, master's, professional degrees, where you're making all sorts of money. Okay. So education does pay off in the long run. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do all devices. Okay. So we're going to watch this little video that kind of describes this, and then we'll have a kind of a discussion point as we go. All right. Can you hear that kind of dingy music? Before I push play again. No, you couldn't hear the music? Oh, let me try again. Did you hear the music then? I can't hear. Oh, man. It won't on your screen. Okay. All right. Let me see. Yeah, probably just watch it yourselves, I guess. Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it yourselves, I think. So, sorry, guys. So watch it yourself, and then we'll discuss it. Okay. So it's about 3 minutes long. I'll just give you a second, and we'll do that. I'll probably put up a timer. I'll work for you on your screen. Okay. Well, maybe I'll just play it real quick, and then if you can't hear it on my screen, then play it on your screen. All right. So that kind of gave a good overview that, the more specialized your training is and that kind of stuff, the more you'd kind of be able to make on that. So um, we're going to be doing, so what I want you to do is go to your Nearpod and I want you to type in a little bit, why is it important to get a college education? Okay. And I'm not just talking about four-year colleges. There's tech colleges as well, which we're going to be talking about and specialized doing it. But go there and put in your thoughts. Share your thoughts. So you'll put it in here and then you'll post it. Okay. To not work at McDonald's. I think that's a good one. I'm going to put a heart by that one. Why not? I can make more money and be more prepared to enter the workforce. Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, you want to be able to make yourself marketable so you have a good quality of life. To get training, to get a better paying job, good. So you have more job opportunities. Have you ever heard people say, "Oh, I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job." Well, why do you can't you work and get in a career that you like and be able to do it? That I mean, that'd be fantastic. You can get more money because it makes you more money in the long run. Yep, it is important to get a college education because it helps you get a better job. Yes, if you want a higher paying job. To not work the ER, yeah. To get money and be more successful, yeah. Depends on how you define a success, but yeah, exactly. College education gives you more advantage for a job. Better jobs have, yep. To get a job to support your family, yep. You can get more experience, which will have employers want to hire you, correct. To work on cars and get them fixed. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, being able to be a mechanic, I mean, that's something that's really good. It'll save you a lot of money in the long run. Honestly, I'm not great at working at vehicles, and I seem to never be able to start them. I got a little motorcycle that my kid has, and I can't get it running. So yes, shows you how good I am. All right, one says because it allows you to get a better job or in the workforce. When you get a college degree, it looks more attractive. Yep, people hire you. Very good. So I think hopefully you understand the benefit. And I'm sure many people have told you this. It's like, oh, you need to get a job, go get higher education, higher education. But it really is important to just develop those skills. And I'm not saying you have to get a bachelor's degree. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you need to find a skill that you can kind of get to further your chances in life. I think that sums it all up. That's great. So if we go and start calculating the difference, okay, that you would make by getting a thing. So you got a high school dropout, and I'm trying to think of what year this was in. This was probably 2009 as well, so it is a little bit older data. But a high school dropout only makes $19,226 a year. So, for example, like how much is rent? Does anybody know how much average rent is in Utah? Give me an estimate. Um, 20,000. Um, so it actually, just so you know, I believe it's about anywhere from 1,000 to, oh, I don't know why my screen just did that. Hold up. Sorry, guys. Okay. So it's anywhere from about 1,000 to $1,200 a month. If you're making $19,000 a year, that's barely paying for your rent. So that basically means you don't even have enough money to some stuff, right? That you kind of need. So something you really need to kind of consider, right? You can't even pay for your going to live. So how are you going to build a function? If you just get your high school diploma, it's going to go up dramatically, about $10,000. Then another $10,000 for an associate's, another $10,000 plus dollars for a bachelor's, another $10,000 plus dollars for an advanced degree. Okay, so getting that education is huge. Um, so $15 an hour. Let's do that real quick. Let me pull up my calculator and I can show you how to kind of calculate that. My mic's cutting out. I'm sorry. Okay, can you see that calculator? I should be able to see that calculator. Okay, so if you made $15 an hour, you think 40 hours a week. Okay, so this is working full time, 40 hours a week. Okay, and then you got to times that by 52 weeks a year. This isn't having no breaks, anything like that. You're at $31,200. Okay, so it may be more than a average person on a high school diploma, but if you take away breaks and stuff like that, right? Vacation time that you probably don't get paid for, that kind of stuff, you're going to be right around that high school diploma mark. Yep, that is pretty low. It is. So you really want to consider, looking at different stuff, okay? So we kind of have this little breakout, right, of lifetime earnings, okay? So, for example, if you worked full time when you're 16, you're a high school dropout at this, um, which might be pretty fun to do at some point in time. I'm not going to make you guys do it today, but you're going to find out that the more education you have, you're going to make 3 or 4 times as much as that high school dropout, okay, or just a high school diploma. So getting some type of skill is really important, okay? All right, let's a little bit more about the price of college, also technical schools, which might be a better option for some of you guys if you want to really look at going into like a field like welding or plumbing or stuff like that. Really kind of good information here. So let's play this. All right. So that was just kind of a push for what is it called? Like tech schools, you know? So if you're really looking at a tech school, it is cheaper cost. You don't have to do all the general education classes, that kind of stuff. Um, but it really kind of gives you that thing. So you're planning on going to a trade school. That's fantastic. Jaron, what are you planning to go into? Carpentry. Okay, very good. That's a good skill, right? Your brother never regretted it. Good. Good. Okay, so here's just some things, some questions to answer. How does the career you choose to affect your income? What employee characteristics are important to an employer, right? And how does education and training affect your salary? Okay. So this is what I want you to kind of put on here. This is a little poll. It says, what type of education are you most likely considering after high school? So I put, you got a couple different answers, okay? You got not going to college, which I hope is not your answer, a technical college, or a college or university. Okay? We'll kind of see where everybody is sitting on. So we can fill that out. Okay, yeah, that is another option, Dylan. I didn't even mention was military service, and then they actually pay for your college as you're in there, so that's good. Okay. Yeah, it's hard work, but that's all right. You know, it's good work and needs to be done. So very good. Okay, so it looks like most of you, 52%, say you want to go to an original, like a traditional college or university, and then 21% goes to there. 21% have not answered, and then 5.7 say they're not going to college. Okay, so just know the impact if you don't go or get some type of trade, that it's going to be harder to find good, meaningful work. Okay. All right, so that's the end of class. If you have questions, contact me. I want to mention real quickly, I'm just going to pull up, go over to the screen real quick, your class and where you should be, okay? So just give me a second here. Gonna put that in there. Okay, so you can see your class. This is what your class should look like. If you did miss like one of the other lessons, they are posted to the announcement page right here on your course. If you go up to content, this is where you're going to find all the videos and the quizzes. So we actually watched a couple of the quizzes today. So you should be done with all the way through module 4. Okay, so you should have all these done. So we just have module 5 and module 6 that are due this week. So you'll want to watch this video. And then actually the 2 videos that we watched today are actually the ones for module 6. So you really only have 3 quizzes today that you need to do. Okay, so that's it. That's all I got today. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'll stay after for a while, but I'm going to stop the recording now. So thanks, everybody.